The jump over to Clemson, because we are coming up on time shortly, but the jump over to Clemson, Blake, they have to. I mean, this is the simplest key to victory out of any of these games that we're talking about here. Force Quinn Ewers to beat you. I would do everything possible to take away the run game. Clemson's corners aren't bad. They're not great. They're not going to be good enough to really win one-on-one consistently. But if we watch the 2 times that Georgia beat them this year, Blake, what they did is they completely removed any ability to get things going on the ground. And there was success in the passing game, especially in the SEC championship game. There was success. But what eventually caught up to Texas is that with how many passing attempts they needed to move the ball down the field, because Quinn Ewers throws the ball, we had to throw the ball so much, you're increasing the chances that he throws an interception, that he turns the ball over late in a drive, the middle of a drive. And not all those plays were truly his fault. We mentioned the tipped one that he had in that game, but it was still created opportunities by disrupting the ball and putting it up in the air. So what I'm saying here is that Clemson needs to do everything possible, extra bodies in the box, to take away the run game. They've got D lineman. Demonte Capehart is a dude. He is a big, strong dude. He's their best defensive lineman. He needs to have a great game. They got to rely on their D line and their linebackers to play their asses off. Otherwise, like we're talking about here, if Texas gets to get comfortable early, it will get ugly very early as well.
And I agree with that. Listen, I think when Quinn Ewers gets hit in a game, instantly he's flustered.
Yeah.
I see it way too often, Joe. Way too often. The kid's got talent, man. You can't deny that he's got talent. I don't know if he's got heart or want to. Like, man, when you can get to him. I'm doing exactly what I'm sending the heat. Look, man, if you're going to beat me anyway, I'm going to go out with my sword. Now, one thing that I just want to point out here, I know that Clemson does not have the horses that Texas does. Dabo's still Dabo in some ways, man. And you can't go against the experience. But I just think this is just way too much for Clemson, man. Kate Klubnik's got to be Superman. Listen, man, if your first 3 reads are not there, you got to go or you're going to get killed. Mm-hmm. And I would even limit in the first half when everybody's not tired and ready to go and adrenaline's flowing. I'm going 2 reads, and Joe, I'm getting the frick up out of there because, look, man, Kate has made some really good throws this year. He's done some really good things. Speaking of quarterbacks that are coming back probably. But, look, man, you got to get out of there or Texas is going to get to you. I don't know if they can run the football. And so I'm looking at these first-round matchups, Joe, and I'm trying to find ways to win. I don't know. The only thing that I could think is that you got to capitalize on the Texas mistakes, just like Georgia did. You can't have that many penalties and think that you're going to win football games. And here's another truth. Texas has played down offensively to the level of their opponent. A&M, they stayed around against Georgia. They did it to Vandy. They could do it to Clemson. It's a very strong possibility. You just got to capitalize off their mistakes. All right.
BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your #1 source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.